Welcome back, Commander.
Alright, this is an important target, Commander. Andrews is the only airbase GDI has left in the region. If we take it out, we castrate their ability to retaliate. I just love that word, castrate. Anyway, sneak up on the airbase, use your shadows, take them by surprise. By the time they know what hit them, you'll be in DC.
The thread voted for Andrews Air Force Base, so that's what we're going for. It's a little less straightforward than AJ makes it sound, though.
Enemy units sighted. Incoming transmission.
Let's find those
GDI is in control of 2 airfields at the north end of the base. Their elimination will be the crippling blow on this airbase.
Ready to go. I got something for them. Let's work together.
One of our new units, the Raider Buggy, is
Where's the next raid?
kind of what you'd expect.
Incoming transmission.
No,
GDI has a small outpost nearby. Eliminate it and the nearby patrols to allow our base to be built.
on the move.
Essentially, they're an upgraded version to Tiberian Sun's Nod Buggy.
Wipe them out.
We'll see a little bit more why that is shortly,
How do you like this?
but the basics is that they aren't limited to only shooting ground. They also have, I believe, a pair of upgrades that will be useful.
Mow 'em down.
Objective complete.
Raider here.
Commander, reinforcements are incoming.
Enemy
Hurry.
units sighted.
Ready to go. Let's go.
If it moves, kill it! Militia!
New construction options.
We're given a base to start with, however, you probably don't want to buy anything just yet.
Ready to go.
And you'll see why in like a couple seconds. Essentially, there's no Tiberium on the map, so you have to find a way to generate some.
GDI!
We've seen them in previous videos.
Incoming transmission. Entrance to the airbase is protected by defenses. Disrupt their power source situated above the cliff to disable the defenses. Advise using the glide ability of the Shadow. Commander, the Shadows have arrived to help with the defenses.
But this time around, the injection of Tiberian funds is a little more direct.
The Shadows can glide in and take out those defenses, Commander.
The wings of Nod. Quietly. The way is clear. The oppressors must die!
It's a little strange how rocket squads outrange a cannon, but
Be aware.
it's working in my favor, so I guess I shouldn't complain about it.
Shadows in waiting.
I'm kind of surprised at how much space a shadow team takes for landing.
Objective complete.
Stay back.
It makes them a little unwieldy to use.
In silence. Shadows
Unit
in
under
waiting.
attack.
The wings of Nod. We need militant rocket squads to take care of these air attacks. Shadows in waiting. The wings of Nod. Shadow team.
Now, although this mission has no Tiberium on the ground,
The wings of Nod.
it is important to note that
Shadows in waiting.
GDI will not stop producing stuff.
Let's go find him.
Unit under
Be aware.
attack.
This is the way.
There's also quite a delay on shadow teams when they land,
Shadow team.
and it really does not make them appealing in terms of using them. They infiltrate, but having like 1 or 2 seconds of just dead time is not great.
The wings of Nod. Stay back.
Establishing video uplink.
Commander, we can't afford to lose our base. If you can just take down GDI's air control tower, you'll ground their orcas and transports.
The wings of Nod.
Incoming transmission. GDI is coordinating their airborne attacks from this control tower. Destroy it to stop these GDI forces from lifting off.
To these walls. Stay balanced.
So, despite the fact that there's GDI troops everywhere,
Stay balanced.
and we're also being attacked by orcas,
Lost.
it's necessary for them to have a control tower to accomplish this. I also don't think it prevents all the orca transports from flying around, but I could be wrong.
Training.
Where's the next raid?
After seeing like 50 of them, you kind of stop paying attention to them flying around.
Get him! Keep it up! On the move!
Those transports are heading to our base. They're blocking the road.
Pretty sweet, huh? Keep it up! Let's go!
Training.
Ready to go!
It's always pretty treacherous to dump units into buildings, especially against GDI,
Keep up.
because once they have their grenadiers out, you can't really expect anybody to survive.
They're dropping infantry right on our base.
Let's go on a raid!
It's quite unfortunate because in my experience, I tend to put people in buildings because I don't want to pay attention to them all the time immediately. So the building offers some sort of fortification while I spend, brain power to check elsewhere on the map, issue orders, build stuff,
Under attack.
only to just look back at my original position and see that units are now just dead.
Let's go, let's go! Let's go on a raid! No extra charge! Raider, you wanna see this? Let's go on a raid! Let's go on a raid! Watch this!
Units
Keep it
lost.
up! Watch this!
I don't quite know why Nod buggies were given the ability to shoot at air units.
Unit under attack.
I guess I sort of get it. But honestly, it always felt like the Nod buggy was the anti-ground and anti-light,
Let's go find him.
typically more infantry, but anti-light unit. Whereas the attack bike, something that maybe we'll get in this game, was the anti-air / anti-vehicle, half to that pair.
Under
Knock him
attack.
out! Ready to go there! Where's the next raid?
We need to take down the air control tower before they can respond. Not scum.
How do you like this?
Speaking of anti-light, this probably isn't something you should try. I already had a lot of buggies that were low HP, but I definitely should have spent more time and money on getting more units and probably filtering through the left or flank on the right.
In silence. Shadows in waiting. Shadow team. Focus. The way is clear. Shadow team.
I'm gonna see if I can do something sneaky. There doesn't seem to be any crazy defenses, although I'm pretty sure I missed the watchtower. Not quite sure how I did,
The Brotherhood has entrusted me.
but I also didn't seem to realize that they were AA guns.
Be aware.
And, well, shadow teams just aren't durable.
On a raid.
They also look a little funny falling to the ground.
Let's go on a raid!
Building.
Let's go on a raid! Let's go on a raid!
We're given a couple of buildings that we're probably not going to see for a little bit.
Unit under
Also,
attack.
2 of the upgrades don't really matter. One is a Confessor, which is supposed to upgrade the militant squads, but why would you use militant squads here? I don't know. And the second is to protect them from Tiberium,
Enemy units sighted.
but there's no Tiberium on the map.
Training.
It's strange. Maybe there's something about you need the secret shrine to
Keep it up! Going, ready to go!
build shadow teams, which makes sense. But frankly, with all of the AA that the map has, I don't really see why you'd use shadow teams.
We've got the rockets.
Not to mention that shadow teams are just kind of bad against vehicles and hard targets.
I know
Explosive devices notwithstanding.
those.
Let's go on a raid.
We've got the rockets.
Training.
Let's go on a raid.
We've got the rockets.
I'm also noticing that even though you can select a building to determine its build structure, like how you want to, like what units you want to train and so on, you can't select a build chain
Let's go find him.
and then give the waypoint from that menu. You still have to go back to the original building, click on it, and then waypoint wherever you want it to go.
Eye out. Let's wait in there.
Raider here. Let's go, let's go.
Unit promoted.
It's also worthwhile pointing out that the fact that I keep doing this, I really want this control tower to be, destroyed, which I'm going to eventually succeed.
Objective complete.
But it's also quite problematic that I'm
Reinforcements inbound.
bottlenecked because of all the buildings that are standing.
Rockets right here.
Let's go on a raid. Let's go on a raid.
Attack bikes are now ready for production.
Let's go on a raid. Let's go on a raid. Raider here. They won't keep up.
So we eventually get attack bikes, but I don't understand why this is the unlock for it.
They won't keep up. Where they at?
I have the idea that
Training.
maybe they should have just introduced it after they revealed the control tower. Maybe make a bigger hubbub about the flying units and having something that's available to take them out.
Ready to go. Let's go on a raid.
In either case, we have the unit now, so we're going to build quite a few and essentially mass our way through the rest of the GDI base.
Let's go on a raid. Let's go on a raid. Stay on 'em.
This is probably a good time to update people. I'm not using a guide right now. I could, I guess, online, but I have the Prima guide for CNC3 on the way, and I also have the only fiction book that I know of for Command and Conquer. So expect updates alongside the videos of the campaigns, that is. I don't know if I should write these out in posts or if people would rather just have the comments and videos. If you have an opinion on them, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just try to figure something out.
Training.
I'm also really glad that the AI never shoots explosive barrels, because I probably would have lost about half my force had they chosen to.
Let's go on a raid. No mercy. Attack. Let's go on a raid.
Under attack. Insufficient funds.
Now.
Unit promoted.
Wipe 'em out.
I think this gives a good indication as well as to just how many troops you need to go through what is a relatively small amount of defenses.
See this. Let's go on a raid. Take 'em out.
I hope it does something
No
to
mercy.
sort of embiggen the next units that we're going to get, whichever they are.
Unit promoted.
Mow 'em down.
It'll be nice to have something with a little bit more punch than attack bikes and buggies.
How do you like this? Move it. Watch this.
And to be fair, this isn't to say that attack bikes or buggies are bad. Certainly they're cheap, and if you can mass them, it seems like you can do quite a bit of damage.
No extra charge.
And as mentioned before, they are a menace to air units, and the fact that they're so mobile kind of doubles up on that.
Keep rocking. Let's go on a raid.
I don't quite know the different functionality that orcas have at the moment, just because I haven't really used them. But I would assume that an orca costing $1,100 versus 2 attack bikes, which is virtually the same cost. If it turns out that the attack bikes win, it's a pretty good investment, all things considered.
Wipe 'em out. No mercy. Let's go on a raid.
Objective complete. Mission accomplished.
Thanks for watching, and next time we'll have the White House.